welcome to
OMG, you haven't seen it?
It's a podcast with me, Sabrina, who talks to one of my best friends about what their favorite movie is, because that's just really important for like your soul and stuff. This is my first guest, Caroline.
Hello.
Hello, how are you going this morning?
I'm great, thanks.
You going good?
Yep.
What movie have you brought for us today?
Karate Kid from 1984.
Woohoo! Classic.
Yeah.
So, why? I probably shouldn't ask you why it's your favorite movie, because we haven't even gone over it yet. I'm sorry. No, don't worry. Okay. Can you give us a bit of a recap of the movie?
So it's a classic movie about an underdog. So a boy moves from New Jersey with his mother, and he starts dating this girl who's the classic rich girl in America, and but then he finds out that her ex-boyfriend. Wait a second, that was wrong.
Oh yeah, he's her ex.
Yes, he is her ex-boyfriend, but he does karate, and he's not happy that this new guy, Daniel, who is the main guy, by the way.
Oh yeah, the main character's called Daniel.
I forgot that bit. Minor detail. Yeah, so
Honestly.
he's not happy that he's dating Ali, which is the name of the girl, by the way.
Who even cares about names?
Yeah, names are useless.
Names are useless.
Yeah, so he's not happy about that, and he starts beating Daniel up, and Daniel doesn't know what to do, but then he finds out that at the place he's staying, there's this old Japanese guy. I mean, I think he's Japanese.
Yeah, he's Okinawa.
Okinawa, that's it.
He does bonsai and...
Yeah, he does bonsai and catches flies with chopsticks. It's pretty cool.
It's it's very much like 80s. Oh yeah, this isn't racist. Trust us.
Yeah, so but apparently he knows how to do karate, and he's very spiritual and stuff, and so he teaches Daniel how to do karate, but not as not to attack the other guys, but as defense. And then this little thin kid,
This skinny little kid,
ends up winning this major tournament, and it's incredible. So it just shows that if you train hard for something, you can do anything.
Woo!
Woo!
You can be the best.
Yeah, best around.
No one's gonna ever bring you down.
Never.
Well, so when did you first see this movie?
Can't remember, to be honest. Probably about 10. I don't know.
It's one of those movies that was just like always there.
Well, yes, because it was made in 1984.
There were so many times where I was watching this and thinking, this is so aggressively 80s.
In what way?
Like the clothes, when he first turns up and he's in like a muscle t-shirt, straight jeans, and like those Back to the Future shoes with the big swooshes on them.
Yeah. What about on the beach with the motorbikes?
On the beach with the motorbikes, and his mum's hair.
Yeah.
It's like perfectly like bird-ish.
Bird-ish.
It's very bird-esque. It's
Bird-esque.
so fluffy, so high.
Okay.
So much. His mum is very 80s.
Right.
She's like the epitome of, like the 80s parent.
And the Halloween party where he comes as a shower.
A shower?
That's a classic, that one.
It's so iconic. I can't. Just the Halloween scene was actually so wild. Like,
Yeah.
there was the random guy dressed as a chicken and he just smushes eggs on people's heads. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, need some comic relief.
Plot devices. This whole movie is comic relief.
True. But there are some serious messages in this movie.
There are some serious moments. When I actually wanted to talk about Mr. Miyagi and his like sad backstory and how great like the use of backstory is.
Yes, I like his backstory because it's quite sad, and Mr. Miyagi is just this chill person, and you'd never tell that he had such a sad past, and then he just gets drunk this night and remembers his past, and Daniel's like, whoa,
dude.
Yeah, and it just increases his respect for him, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know, I just really loved how this movie handled Mr. Miyagi's backstory.
Yeah.
How it wasn't because the backstory didn't create the kind of drive for him to train Daniel. It added to his drive to train Daniel.
Yes, I agree.
He, like, it wasn't because, oh, my wife and kid died in this terrible thing during the war that he wanted to, like, adopt a son. It was because he saw Daniel in this time of crisis and was like, hey, I can help this kid.
Yeah.
So, it's...
He's got a big heart, Mr. Miyagi.
He has a great heart. I mean, I need a Mr. Miyagi in my life.
Yeah.
Just kind of standing by me and being like, focus, balance.
Yes, especially that move. That's the move that like he uses to win the tournament.
The crane move?
Yeah.
The whoosh.
Yes.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
It just requires so much concentration and yeah.
How he's... Oh, I just need a Mr. Miyagi in my life, always reminding me to, you know, focus on things.
The character I think is why I like the movie so much.
He's
so underrated.
He's so motivational.
Yes.
It's fantastic. I wrote down in my notes, this legit inspirational as hell.
Yep.
But shall we? What did you think of this movie the first time you watched it? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but it would have. I mean, I just always liked the scene at the end with the. I think the music helps, like that. You're the best around.
Yeah.
And he's slowly working his way up to the finals of the tournament, and you're just like, yes, yes. This small kid who's like started training after everyone else, and he had quite an unconventional way of training that wasn't violent or anything, and he was scrubbing cars and stuff.
Yeah.
That was, it's pretty inspirational stuff.
This movie, because wax on, wax off
Yes.
is something that, like, I've said in my life, and you actually watch it for the first time and you're like, whoa,
You
this
guess
is
where
where
it comes from.
came from.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's you know, the wax on, wax off. It's so iconic.
Yes, it is.
I really like this movie.
I'm glad.
This is the first time I've ever actually watched it. I saw the remake with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan.
Nah, 80s. It has to be 80s.
It has to be the 80s.
And it has to have that Mr. Miyagi.
It's such a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't want this to become like a recap. I don't want this to be like a review, but I mean, it's so well structured and it's so great. Like, you can see that it kind of began this influence of all these other movies who kind of did a similar thing.
Yeah.
Of, you know, kid learns something through the help of an old master.
Yeah.
But this is like the original and it does it so well.
Yeah, it's like a lot of 80s movies actually, like Rocky and
Star
Star Wars actually, like with the Jedi and the Padawan.
Oh my god, it's the perfect hero's journey.
Yeah.
Oh, the call to action. The change of heart.
Yeah.
All those beats. But it's so...
And best of all, it doesn't promote violence.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Unless, you know, like, No, it doesn't promote violence.
No, it doesn't. Because the trainer of the other team is shown as this remorseless person who tells his, like, main guy to sweep the leg. And that's brutal. That would make him sort of injured for life.
Yeah, that disqualifies you.
Yes.
It's a dick move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
But Mr. Miyagi is this calm person who just... Yeah, in comparison... Like, they're foils for each other, I feel. This is going to sound like an English essay.
No, this is good.
But Mr. Miyagi and this other trainer, they're just so different. And Mr. Miyagi is just shown in such a better light.
Yeah.
And his non-violent ways.
Yeah. It's all about, like, that balance.
Yeah.
But, this is what I was
balance.
Balance! This is what I was going to talk about how great the movie is at just setting up characters and introducing people.
Yeah.
Like, the first shot in the dojo is just, like, a sweep around the room, and you see all the trophies, you see him in military uniform, you hear them shouting, and it perfectly sets up the dojo and the trainer so well that you don't need like a half-hour intro scene with someone expositioning, oh, this guy's really brutal, he was ex-military and blah, 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 blah. Like, no! Just need this one shot. It's like 5-second shot.
That's what's great about movies, I guess.
Yeah,
Like, you
well,
can do
when
that
they're
with
done
camera.
well.
Yeah.
When you actually use them well, they can be pretty good.
I mean, I wouldn't call this movie a great work of art for the camera angles and that sort of thing and the costumes,
Yeah.
but the story behind it, like the plot,
The
is
plot
what
is what
is
makes
great.
it.
Yeah, that's, exactly.
I don't know. But I really, really liked how it was made. It was so simple. The camera didn't get in the way of anything.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. You know, everything was clear, everything was concise. I think one of the first things that I wrote down was clarity.
Yeah.
Everything is clear. Everything, you understand why people are doing things, how people are doing things. Kind of, you always know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a family movie, so it has to be appropriate for all age groups, I feel,
Yeah.
and accessible to children as well.
Yeah. It's okay. We should probably actually get to the point when I say this is not a recap and then we recap the whole movie. But why is this your favorite movie? What makes you love it?
Just the way that someone is motivated to train hard for something and then like they just keep working at it no matter what gets him down, and he's literally forced to the ground, and there's this at the end it seems like he won't even win because his leg is just so bad, but then he just pulls through and he achieves his goal, and it's great to see that if you work really hard for something then you can achieve it.
Yeah.
And I like this message in this movie.
Yeah, it's such an important message, but also it never really feels preachy.
No.
I love like the karma of it in a way. You know, if you work hard, you'll get back.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why it's your favorite movie then.
Yes. I have many favorite movies, but it's one of them, definitely.
It really... Why does this have a place above other movies in that way? Is it just because of the message that it sends, or...
Pretty much. Yeah. It's also, like, it's very uplifting. It's a very uplifting movie. Like, you watch it and you'll just feel so good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because of the reason, because he works so hard to achieve everything, and but yeah, it's also entertaining with like the methods of karate with the wax on, wax off, and paint the house up and down, and
Yeah.
catching the flies. Like, that's classic.
Oh, I actually want to try to catch flies with a chopstick, but I know that I will stab myself in the brain with a chopstick trying to do that. If I tried to do that, I would die. I can tell. You know, you don't even have to think about it, and you know, I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna be able to do everything that I possibly can because I can't catch a fly in chopsticks.
Oh.
Life is just gets you down because...
No, we've been watching an uplifting movie. We're not talking about getting down, mate, okay?
We're not going to get down. We're going to
catch those chopsticks. Wait,
We're going to catch the chopsticks.
I mean, we're going to catch the flies. And I've just got that metaphor. I've just understood that metaphor. It's a metaphor for achieving your goals. Like, it's hard to catch a fly, and it might seem impossible, and why would you do it? But you keep trying, and you keep trying, and eventually you'll catch that fly. Like Mr. Miyagi, he's never caught a fly. But he keeps trying because one day he will catch it. And you can't catch a fly if you're not trying to. So yes.
I feel so inspired.
Good.
You're such an inspirational person.
Cheers.
Okay, it should be noted that Caroline is writing a book of inspirational quotes. What? You were like writing this book with all of, you know, your quotes. I love, you know, the Snapchats you send me of like, don't get yourself down. Go for a run.
Running makes everything better.
Who are you?
We just gotta laugh. This whole podcast, that's just laughing.
Yes. Listen.
Back to the movie. Let's go.
Back to the movie. No, but tangents though.
Tangents of laughter.
Tangents of just tangents. Tangents are what makes podcasts go round.
Okay.
You sound so betrayed.
I don't know quite what to say right now.
Well, like, listen, I'm very ready for us to get off topic because, well, what else do you want to talk about with this movie? Let's go through some of my notes about why I liked it and not why
I'd like to hear.
No. Okay, so things that I really liked about it, and I don't think it's my favorite movie. I think that I really, really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's why I like it. Because you enjoy watching it. You can't not enjoy watching it.
I feel like it's one of those movies that you can just like put on
Exactly, that's what I meant.
and just enjoy, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's not a difficult movie to watch like Inception. Inception is so hard to watch. Like, it's a great movie. It's a great work of art, but you have to think a lot.
yeah.
And it's very, like, mentally draining because you have to think a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't like thinking when I'm watching movies too much.
I thought you were going to stop with like, I don't like thinking.
No, but they say that watching TV requires less brain than sleeping.
Listen, what TV shows are you watching?
To be honest, none.
Because there's a big difference between like the kind of brain it takes to watch like Friends and the brain it takes to watch Westworld.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never seen Westworld, but yeah.
Oh, it's wild.
Okay.
It's wild, wild west. I'm so funny. I'm so funny.
Cue the laughter.
Cue the laugh track. I'm sorry, I don't have a laugh track.
Ooh.
My
what
laugh
are you
track.
doing?
My laugh track is you.
Right.
Okay. That's fine that you're so unprofessional with your podcast.
Ha ha.
Hang on, wait, what were we talking about?
The movie that I chose, Karate Kid.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, how it's like, it's just enjoyable
Yeah.
in that way. It's definitely, you know, a like 3 o'clock on a Saturday movie.
Definitely. Wait, 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
You know, like you watch it at 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
You know, like in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And everything's like chill, and you're just like chill.
Yeah. It's a chill movie.
It's a really chill movie. It's
Even though it's about karate. Like, the name does not... Yeah.
like 90% of the movie is just like awkward kid is awkward and painting fences.
Yeah. That sums it up.
Yeah. Ooh, that reminds me. I want to talk about like the Cobra Kai kids and how just like toxic masculinity and angry white boys and
Yes, I think that the movie is trying to comment on that as well.
yeah. It was kind of great seeing like angry white boys getting kicked in the face.
Yeah, and definitely the movie's trying to move away from the... Like, it's trying to criticize the stereotype of big, muscly, like, white boy who does karate and is best at it. Has the best girl whose family is really wealthy and stuff. And look
Yeah.
down on Daniel because he's not wealthy.
Because he's not wealthy, yeah.
And he ends up winning her. I mean, that's actually so wrong. You
Well,
better cut this bit out.
No. Ooh, do you want to talk about that? How, like, it doesn't really treat Allie with an I, like a prize.
Yeah.
She isn't a prize. She kind of feels like a person whose whole, you know, character arc is liking a boy. But, you know, he gets the girl, finger quotes, the girl.
Well, it is the 80s.
Kind of before the tournament, you know, she's on his side.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's on his side, like, right from the beginning.
Yeah, from when he's like mansplaining how to do
because she doesn't
soccer.
like the violence and stuff, and there's a reason she broke up with the other guy.
Yeah.
And she wants to show him that I've temporarily forgotten his name, the bully.
Angry White Boy.
That's it. We'll refer to him as Angry White Boy.
Angry White Boy. One
Yeah.
of the Cobra Kai kids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The one that Daniel ends up beating in the end, of
Hang
course.
on, hang on. Oh no, where's my phone? I was gonna ask Siri what his name was. Hang on. Okay, I gotta look something up on the Google. What is the name of the main Cobra Kai kid? The Karate Kid cast. Let's see where they are now.
Johnny.
Johnny?
It was Johnny.
Johnny. Okay. What a name.
Of course it's Johnny. Like,
What?
it just had to be Johnny.
It's such a jock name.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone called Johnny?
No.
I do know someone called Johnny, but he's like a great uncle in Melbourne.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway. Daniel beats Johnny, and it's great.
It is a good time.
I actually forgot what I was going to say just now. So, yeah.
I think we were talking about, the stereotype of the jock in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's great to, like, criticize this stereotype and have Daniel, who's this unseeming kid who... Yeah, the title of the movie is actually very appropriate. The Karate Kid. He's probably 17 or so, but
Yeah.
he...
He actually looks like a teenager.
Well, he's a teenager.
I know, but he, like, you know, in movies where, you know, adults, like, people who are 26 play 15-year-olds, he actually looks like a 15-year-old.
I mean, that's good.
It's so good because, you know, usually when you watch teen movies, they're all, like, perfect with their perfect hair and their clear skin and, like,
Yeah.
you know, everyone feels like an adult.
Yeah, and they chose a kid that, like, doesn't look so typical. He looks a bit like an outsider in a way, and he acts a bit like an outsider, and he has this
Yeah.
way of talking to himself, which is quite entertaining.
The main thing that I thought about Daniel was how, like, he just walked into rooms.
Yeah.
You know, he just, like, goes into Mr. Miyagi's house. He just, like, goes into his house. He's like, no, I could never do that. It takes me, like, 15 minutes of, like, hyping myself up to press someone's doorbell.
Yeah, simpler life in the 80s.
I don't know. I think this kid was just, like, super, like, you know, bold. That's the wrong word, but, like, confident.
I wouldn't say he was confident. He just, like... And it's a bit of a Bildungsroman, the movie. Now
is
it
a
sounds like an
Bildungsroman.
English essay again.
No, it is a Bildungsroman.
Yeah, it is. Like, he's learning
It's the coming of age
about
story.
himself. Yeah. He's at the beginning, he sort of doesn't... He's just moved cities. He doesn't really know what to do. Yeah, he's just with his mum. He doesn't know anyone, and he's kind of lost in a way. And gradually
Yeah.
throughout the movie, he meets Ali. He finds his sort of place, and then he makes friends with Mr. Miyagi, who's a great life coach.
Oh my god.
Yeah, everyone needs a Mr. Miyagi.
Everyone, find your Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, goals.
Do you have a Mr. Miyagi in your life?
No,
Am I your Mr. Miyagi?
this is getting quite personal now.
I don't listen. I
I haven't thought about it.
I really want someone. I've talked about this so many times, but it's really, really important to like my soul that I have someone constantly validating me.
Well, I think Mr. Miyagi helps Daniel to realize, helps Daniel to become strong on his own.
Yeah.
Which is important because you can't just rely on someone to constantly say, "You're great, you're doing great, you're doing great."
I need that.
But you can learn to become such a way that you don't need someone to constantly say that.
But I want it.
Okay, this isn't like life lessons here. This is a
This
podcast.
is therapy with Sabrina.
Yeah, what was it called again? Like, have you seen it?
Oh, wait, you haven't seen it? I think that's the
it.
name of the show.
Yeah, okay.
Who knows? This is the first episode. I'm completely unprepared.
Clearly. Sorry.
Savage!
Yep.
You're not going to get invited back on the show. I'm sorry, that was a lie. I love you.
What are you
Please,
doing?
please don't look at me that way.
What?
Please look at me. You're like turning your head away and it makes me sad.
Okay. She says while turning away.
Okay. Hang
Okay, back to the movie.
on. What was that noise?
A dog. You've
No,
heard a
no,
dog
no.
before.
No. I think someone scraped a chair. Rude! How dare you? I don't know if the mic is picking that up. Who knows? We are in quite an echoey room. I should have thought about this. Stop looking at me like that. Mr. Miyagi. What else is in my notes? The music was great.
Yeah, you're the best around. Best soundtrack for a fight scene. I mean, it's not a fight scene. It's Daniel just
It's
showing his power. That was badly worded.
it's not a fight. It's Daniel showing his power. Okay, that's a euphemism for something.
It's just karate.
It's karate. The karate scenes are great as well. They're
Yeah.
so well shot.
Yeah.
They're really giving me like flashbacks to Taekwondo tournaments. But also it really freaked me out when they were like kicking each other in the head
Yeah.
and they didn't have any padding on. And it was wild. Those fight scenes just gives me flashbacks to like the old days, you know?
Yeah, when you flip me like a pancake.
I don't remember this. I don't remember this
I have
story.
a backpack on my back, and she decides to show me her latest karate move. Taekwondo
It's
move, I'm sorry.
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo move. And she decides to show me, despite having a massive backpack on my back. And I end up falling in the dirt.
I'm sorry, I don't remember doing that. This was in year 7.
Yeah.
I was a child. I was a dickhead. I really wanted that validation of someone being like, you're good, you're strong, you can flip someone in a backpack.
Well, the backpack was helping you, by the way.
Good job, you can flip one of your friends.
Yep, just the validation you need.
Yes. Excuse me, I'm a Cancer. I'm a hoe for love and validation. Not an actual hoe, just like love and validation. I really need it.
Okay, back to the movie.
Okay, back to the movie. What else do I have in my notes? Calming and wholesome. That's what I wrote. The kind of presentation of people is very simplistic. When you
Yeah.
talked about, because this is that thing again that I was saying about, you know, the dojo master and
Yeah.
how it's like one shot and you know everything about him. This movie, it really, really like, it is very, very clear. And it's really working to like make sure that you understand everything that's going on.
Yeah.
It's not a movie that's out here to test you. Which is why it's like really fun and nice to watch, because it's like I can just relax and watch this movie
Definitely, I agree.
and just be told a story. You know, you don't need to.
Think.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so enjoyable.
But at the same time, you are thinking, because like you're getting that message that if you work really hard for something, and if you keep motivated, you'll achieve it. So that's going on in the back of your mind, but you feel like you're not thinking, which is excellent, because you just want to like relax when you're watching TV generally.
Subliminal motivation.
Right.
You're not even thinking about it, and you're being motivated to do your best.
Subconscious.
Subconscious.
Yes.
Well, it's like
Subconscious messages, and those are the most powerful.
subliminal messages. You know, subliminal advertising.
It's like with Harry Potter. Sorry.
What about Harry Potter? What
Another
about Harry
tangent.
Potter?
She's got all.
This is good.
Harry Potter has all these like messages behind the story. So like when there's the people who believe, like I mean the Slytherins and Voldemort who believe in the pure bloods
Slytherin
and
isn't
stuff.
inherently bad.
I know.
Slytherin isn't inherently
I
bad.
knew. But the purebloods believe that like they can only mate with purebloods, and only purebloods are worth being wizards.
Yeah,
But-
it's called eugenics.
Yeah, sorry about my English, by the way. That was
Your English is fantastic.
and then there's the half-bloods, and then there's the Muggles, and like
The
purebloods don't
Yeah.
don't like them. They call them mudbloods and stuff. And J.K. Rowling is showing through Harry Potter and his friends who accept everyone that you shouldn't be like this, and it sort of mirrors racism in society.
Yeah. Ooh, do you want to talk about racism?
Not overly,
No, I was.
but
gonna
I
talk
guess
about
we're here.
How in this movie, like, there is like one character of color.
It's the
which is
80s,
Mr.
mate.
Miyagi.
Yeah.
The 80s doesn't get a break. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You shouldn't be racist.
Well, how is it racist?
I don't know, maybe...
Because karate comes from, like,
Yeah,
Okinawa.
but it does kind of, like, create/enforce that stereotype of, like, the old Chinese master who's about
He's
to...
Japanese.
Japanese master who's about to impart on his students. Like, he's a master in all things Japanese.
But it's
and-
like, it's celebrating their culture as well. It's sort of going how they're very relaxed and spiritual, and they have this way of, like...
It created the stereotype, though. I don't...
Yes, but he ends up winning over the white classic jocks.
But he is
and
white.
stuff. Who?
Daniel.
But his master is Japanese. Or Japanese. Yeah, but they, like, again, the foils, the Japanese instructor and the Cobra Kai instructor, Japanese wins. I don't think the movie's being racist at all. If you're trying to say it is, then I think that's
Well,
reading
it's
too
just-
much into it. It's just meant to be a light movie.
Listen, I read racism into everything that I watch and read and listen to.
How about
So-
Marxism then?
I was going to talk about feminism.
Yeah, we already talked about feminism.
When?
When we talk about Ali, she's not Ali with an eye. She's not an object. Like she.
Oh, yeah. She's kind of her own person.
Yeah.
Her main goal is to get with Daniel, but she isn't treated like a prize in that way.
Yeah, and she doesn't let herself be treated as a prize.
Yeah, she's very, she stands her own ground in that way.
Yeah, and you see that with Johnny when he tries to win her back, and she's just like, no.
But did you know? I love when he's in the arcade and the girl's like, "Didn't you know what happened afterwards?" What? She kissed him back. No, her right hook. I love that kid, that girl in like the red bow, and she's like so 80s. I love her.
Yeah, again, maybe it
She's-
was made in 1984.
She's my favorite character. No, what was it? Oh yeah. Doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
Backdoor test. What?
The Bechdel test.
Explain.
Two women talking to each other about something other than a man.
All right.
Come on, you know this.
No, I don't. But
Yes.
okay.
You know this.
Now I do.
Every woman is born with the Bechdel test like tattooed onto her stomach.
Okay.
It's true.
Whatever you say.
If you don't know that, I'm sorry. Ooh, okay.
What about Marxism? I thought we were going to talk about Marxism here.
We are going to talk about Marxism. Sorry for that break. We had to change locations. So Marxism.
Marxism, yes. So we've already touched on it. With like Daniel being of a lower standing than
A lower socio-economic class.
yes, than Ali, whose parents like properly give Daniel the look up and down and go, "Ooh, what is this? What is this?
Who is this? The proletariat?
Yeah, and he's definitely not going to get their blessing. But yeah, like the movie shows that the younger generation is moving away from this, and they're becoming more like they're beginning to move beyond class gaps. And Daniel ends up with this girl who society at that time would consider above him, and it's just great. It's like breaking stereotypes. This movie.
Look at this progressive movie. I was actually going to say one more thing about feminism and how it doesn't kind of martyr Mr. Miyagi's family with his wife.
Yeah.
You know, his wife's death doesn't motivate him to train Daniel. It's Daniel being in a tough spot that motivates him.
Yeah.
Because so often, especially in 80s movies, the death of a wife or a girlfriend or a daughter is kind of seen as the catalyst for
Braveheart.
like Braveheart, like Conan the Barbarian, a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, like so many.
I'll be back. Sorry.
It couldn't go with it. Couldn't go without it. Couldn't go without it. No.
Just had to add it.
Just had to slide it in there. Sneakily.
No podcast is complete without a little Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, I just love how they handled Mr. Miyagi's backstory. That's one of my favorite bits about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So, Karate Kid, your favorite movie?
One of them, yes.
What are your other favorite movies?
Dunno. Depends what I feel like.
Changes on the whim.
Yep, pretty much.
I know, because we were talking before about it maybe being like Downfall.
No, not a chance. Downfall's depressing. So depressing.
So it's literally about
It drains you. It's the
Hitler.
opposite of Karate Kid. It drains you completely. And just when Goebbels' wife kills all her children, that's just, it's awful.
It's
How could someone do that to their children? And it's a true story. Why would, that movie just,
It's
frustrating.
it's the ultimate opposites. Karate on the scale of Karate Kid to Downfall.
Downfall is a downfall.
Downfall is a real downer.
No.
So I must ask, is Karate Kid still your favorite movie?
As I've said, one of them. One of them. Like, it's Christmas time at the moment, so I like Christmas movies.
I don't listen. Christmas movies are fine, but
Come on.
But-
Christmas movies.
but Halloween movies.
Blech.
How dare you?
Come on, Christmas is a great time of year.
Christmas is good, but listen, Halloween's also pretty great.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree.
Well, we can definitely agree on the fact that Karate Kid is super great,
Yeah, I think we can. It's a great movie.
and it may not.
I'm glad
be-
I made you watch it.
Yeah, I'm really glad we got to talk about it,
Yeah.
because have you really wanted to talk about Karate Kid for a very long time?
Yes. No. I don't know.
That's kind of like the point.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very glad that I watched it an hour ago.
Good on you. Better late than never.
Yeah, but at least I enjoyed it. We had fun. Did you have fun?
Yep, I did.
Excellent. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this podcast today. I'm making a new episode with a new guest every week, so make sure you're tuned in at OMG You Haven't Seen It on SoundCloud and on YouTube. And if you want to get in contact, shoot me an email at OMG in all caps, you haven't seen it @gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed your time listening today, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.